like to ask Mats to give us a recap.
Yeah.
And then we will move to the presentation.
We continued working on the scoping of the CBRAs, and I think we have quite a good list now. We know very well who the operators are, we know what commodities they are trading with, we know what benefits they have selected, and we have also made an analysis to identify who are the CBRAs that is involved in that process. And then the step after that was to really put down in this template we worked on yesterday, to start making the guidance instructions to the CBRAs on how they should behave at the moment of the actual border crossing, to help them see that this is the company, it looks like this kind of structure, they are dealing with these commodities, you should look for this AEO identifier in order to see that it's a true AEO in the pilot. So I think we made some good progress yesterday, and we're really much looking forward now to listen to the results from the templates. What we will need to do also, but due to the time limits yesterday, there will need to be some generic texts implemented into the template, like the introduction to the pilot program. We can find some nice text on the website or somewhere and insert. So I'm not so concerned about that. The key thing here is to put down the specifics that is applicable for each of the operators. What to do is, like Sheena said, we will look through the presentations and we will start to have a look, see if we can make some process improvements based on the guidance instructions.
Like we said, we really want to have the 1 o'clock. Let's try as much as possible to make the presentation so that we can fit in at that time.
Good morning. Let me present on the guideline for the cross-border governmental agencies, and as guided by Mats yesterday, we're looking at the operator and looking at what could be done. And I think it's good, like Mats, you're saying, okay, the recommendation that will be coming out of these guidelines is will represent the steering committee. Because I think by the time the commissioners, we've done this, and we want their guidance and their assistance to ensure that we are in sync with other governmental agencies. They play a key role in the supply chain. And here we are looking at Aqua Tiger brand limited. That's the personal identification number. And just to mention, and actually, okay, the benefit that they chose are the three: the pre-clearance, local clearance, and sale management. The first part, introduction, and the economic operator, that is, we are trying to define the background of the project, where we've come from, with a trade facilitation tool. I think this one, okay, we agreed that we'll come up with a generic which cuts across the region, East Africa Community region. So that will be introducing the project. And I suggest probably at this point, probably it will be one of our work that we need to achieve is we need to come up with a very attractive introduction to the project and giving a background and defining. And a lot of work has been done to define what the authorized economic operator is. So I'll just go to what are the previous consultations.
Sorry, and when it comes to the second headline describing AEO, we will find a text there very clearly describing to the CBRAs that we are not removing any controls. We are applying different control methods that is actually better than the traditional physical inspections at the border. So we, like we said, we will have to make that also very attractive and very clear that instead of interrupting the flow at the border, we do the verification, we do the monitoring, and we do the audit. So these three components actually substitutes the physical inspection on each transaction. Yeah.
We will not want to give a notion to the CPRS that we are coming up with something different.
No.
You know, once they have that one, it even becomes difficult to sell.
Yeah.
So I think what you have actually stated is very clear, that needs to come out very clearly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coming to name it bullet number 3, where we're looking what are the previous consultations that we've had with this CPRS, and for the Kenyan case, these are Kenyan case. We looked at, we've had 3, I'll say, highlights. One is the CPRS are involved during the accreditation process. So we're saying when we chose Ako Tiger brand to be an AU at the national level, they were involved, and even when we go to the regional, before we propose them to the region, we have to get what is your comment. So we asked Kenya Post Authority, what's your comment on this particular importer? So they give a clean bill of health saying, okay, we are good, they are compliant. So we thought, okay, that is the first level of involvement. They take ownership, even accrediting, where we give them clearance. And even when we are bringing on board the authorized the operator, we usually tell them, we will seek clearance from other governmental agencies. In an event, the police say that importer we have issues, or if the highway authorities say they overload their containers, we already find it as a non-compliance. So we thought, okay, for ownership, there is need for them to do to give clearance. So we really thought probably is a plus, is a start point. This is not. We are not introducing somebody very new to them.
No.
They have dealt with them and they know them. So we should write to the managing directors of this particular CPRS. We've had consultative meetings where we call the CPRS and we tell them, okay, these are the initiatives that we've taken as customs. What is your take for ownership? And at this point, okay, we said, okay, we usually even go further, where the commissioner would want to talk to the inspector of police. So look at the inspector of police will be saying, you know, for security purposes, we monitor all goods. That's for security purposes. What is the impact of the AEO? Because they are the ones who are able to assess us and tell us, as much as KRA you recognize us as AEOs, Bureau of Standard don't recognize us. So we get feedback from the directors, from the operator, who are supposed to be enjoying the benefits. Here we want to mention that, okay, we apply risk management practices all through our cargo clearance process. We are from the manifest level, the document processing, even the verification. We rely on the risk management. Our system, first, okay, does profiling and selectivity based on risk parameters. And this is done through the National Targeting Center. And we apply, and they are able to tell us. And I would want probably at this point to give an example. The month of December, we had an issue with this particular importer, and it was an alert from the National Targeting Center saying one of the items that they were bringing in, what you call the purity baby food, there's juice, and they really thought probably that juice, we want to know if it is 100% for infants. You know, we had to draw samples. That was an alert that came based on the targeting center. So we're saying, okay, we apply that, and based on that, we were able to intervene. We stopped and we told them, okay, these are AEOs. We recommend that we do destination verification, where the AEO office, an officer from National Targeting Center, an officer from valuation, participate in that exercise. We drew samples and we took them to the lab.
Yeah, and I mean that especially when you talk about a product or a commodity like infant food, you might even in the control scheme for this company, the operator, build that in, because it could be very hard to verify the purity of such a product only through means of documentary controls. So it's nothing strange. I mean, we are not in an AEO context saying that we will never take samples. We are not saying we will never make physical inspections. What we're saying is that based on the collaboration we have, you will get a lower risk score, but we still have the power as customs to apply whatever control we like.
Super.
Yeah.
Yeah. The application of the self-assessment questionnaire, just to confirm the level of compliance. So, coming out of the 10th working group, we developed a self-assessment questionnaire and we sent out, and it was meant to measure the level of compliance.
Yes.
And based on the outcome of that compliance test, it informs the need for a detailed clearance. Because okay, you could go in then and say, oh fine, they're introducing a new product. And this is what is interesting about this company, with the introduction of Tiger brand, which bought 51% of the shares. We really thought they're introducing a lot of Tiger brand products, which are traded items. So the risk level goes up. Because okay, initially when we brought in Aqua Industries, we knew what was their products, but now they've introduced a whole new line of traded items. So even that one's the risk profile really changes. Okay, we find okay, the risk goes up. So we had to apply this questionnaire just to get to know what is the level of engagement. 10 minutes is done.
Let's continue.
No, I'm not stopping you, but I'm reminding you.
You're reminding me. We're almost there. Identification, then we move.